Okay, good evening, everyone. My name is Kerry Miller. I am live from our IAW studios in Northeast Texas. It's always a pleasure to come on the training calls on Wednesday night. Great to have all my friends here this evening, and we have so many new people in the house, and it's a pleasure to see you come in to the trainings. We have a great time on our Wednesday night trainings. We have a couple of our developers on board and our technicians, and they can see some of your questions as they come across. We're going to start a new kind of forum tonight, and before we get started, let me just say, if you have support and technical questions, if you can, just send those through the support and help section. What kind of happens is when we're doing our trainings, it gets a little bit distracting a little bit, and we get off subject and usually don't get everything in, and we try to train each Wednesday to all the information, to the emails that I receive during the week, and I love getting emails from you guys and you ladies that send everything to me. I've had a great week this week, getting to talk to many of you, and really structured my training towards everything that we've talked about on the phones this week to get to share with everyone. So if you would, just kind of hold your questions till the end. If it's a support and help question, just throw that on the end. That's right, Ray Smith. How you doing, buddy? Just do it, man. And had a chance to speak with Ray this week and spend some quality time with him. But we're going to get started here, and it's just an absolute pleasure to see everyone. First off, I just want to say, if you have not joined our YouTube channel, I sent out an email on Saturday morning. I think it even had a video in it that showed you how to join our YouTube channel. One of the biggest questions we get during the week is, hey, did this video get uploaded? Did this video get uploaded? I load everything to our IAW video channel. So what you do is, if you'll watch that video, it shows you exactly how to receive an email alert the minute that thing is uploaded, and you're able to go in there and see it before anybody else, even before the emails go out. So if you would, join our YouTube channel, and also if you would, like our Facebook at facebook.com/Instant App Wizard. And Sean keeps our Facebook page up and does a great job on it, constantly posting new information and new articles and things like that. So it's a great training tool in itself, and gives you a great opportunity to be able to see everything that's going on in the IAW world and the mobile app world and all the changes that are happening. Tonight we're going to start off, and each week I'm going to do some sales training, and I'm going to take a little drink here. We're going to do some sales training, and we're going to take it slow. We're not going to devote the entire training to sales training because there's so much more that we get into. But I think it's very important. I get more and more sales questions every week that we take a look at selling and how to sell and what it takes to sell. And it really doesn't matter if you're selling mobile apps or if you're selling fountain pens or you're selling dog food. Every single thing is sold by someone. When you go to Walmart and you walk in there and you're looking around, you may not actually talk to a person. But when you look at that shelf, everything on that shelf was designed by someone with a salesman's mentality that jumps off that shelf and it goes into your hand. And or you can't find what you're looking for and you go talk to someone and they take you over there and they're showing you that product. They're selling that to you. Maybe not directly, subliminally they're selling it to you, but everything you've got. When you went and bought a car, someone sold it to you. When you bought your house, someone sold it to you. When you buy anything, someone is selling it to you. So we're going to talk about sales, getting out and making sales happen. One of the biggest questions I get is, Kerry, I just have trouble getting out doing it. I start my morning every morning, and I have the intention of getting out working. I spoke to one of our resellers probably about 45 minutes the other day about this very thing, being able to get out, get up, and make it happen. Let me say this before we get started. every single person on here, and we have a room full, every single person in here owns their own business, each and every one of you. The great thing about that is when you own your own business, you have the opportunity to control everything. But it's just like everything else. I can own a new car, but if I don't get up and crank it every day, if I don't change the oil in it, if I don't make it go down the road, it just sits there. If I don't do anything with it, eventually it falls apart because it just rots. Kind of like a watermelon in the field. I'm a big watermelon man, and I love watermelons. And when I'm driving out in South Texas, you go by thousands and thousands of watermelon patches. If they don't get those watermelons out of the field, into the box, to the store, it just lays there and rots. And that's what happens to us as business owners. If we don't make it happen, no one's going to tell us to make it happen. No one's going to push us in the morning and say, get out of bed and go do it. Nobody's going to say, hey, did you do anything today? We have to evaluate ourselves. This is my definition of successful selling. Taking a product or service that has the benefits necessary to fulfill the needs of your prospect, and then showing the prospect that the benefits far outweigh the cost. That's my personal definition of selling. Being in sales is the highest paid position you'll ever be in. Why is that? Because you control your own paycheck. No one else controls it for you. You are the one that makes it happen. Whether you sell yourself, whether you sell and you've got 3 other salesmen, whether you're managing 3 other salesmen, everything depends on closing the deal and making the sale. If you make the sale, you control the sale, you control your pricing because you own your business, you're going to make all the money you ever wanted to make. It's also the toughest position you'll ever be in. Why is that? Because you've got to do it. Just like my friend Ray said, you just have to do it. That's an old saying from Art Williams. You have to do it. And if you don't just do it, it's not going to happen. And it's the most rewarding position you will ever be in. You know, when you go to ball games and things, usually when you look around and the dads that are in the stands before knockoff, you usually don't see dads there that have a normal job. They're usually business owners, or they're salespeople, or they're independent doing something. The rewards of being your own boss, of owning your own company, of doing your own sales is huge. But this is what happens. If you don't go out and make it happen, then you're back to the 9 to 5. In sales, you have the power to change a generation and touch people's lives like no other profession out there. Think about just the product that we have. And I'm going to show you some stats in a moment that's going to blow your mind. But think about the product that you have in your hand. You can personally go out and help someone, help a business that's failing, help an organization that needs to get new members. Like the young lady out in California. They're setting up a campaign for someone that's running for office. They're using this platform to do it. You're literally changing people's lives, putting money in their pocket, putting dinner on the table for their children, helping out civic organizations that couldn't otherwise do it, having the opportunity, because it is the highest paid position in the world as a salesperson, to be able to reach out and help others with the income that you're blessed to have. So never forget that. You're able to touch people and change people. You can procrastinate yourself to the poorhouse or work your way up to the big house. It's totally up to you. I talk to people who say, I've been in this for a couple of months. I just can't get out and make it happen. I just don't know what to do. Until you open that door and get in that car and go and talk to people, talk to people, talk to people, and talk to people, it's never going to happen. The great thing about sales is the longer you do it, the more successful you become and the easier it gets. Now, I have some people that say, well, Kerry, sales never gets easy. Yes, it does. And I'm going to tell you why sales get easier. Because the more you sell, the more you get yourself out there, the bigger you build your brand, okay, you get what? Referrals. What's the easiest sell in the world? A warm call. Somebody that wants you. In this business, we are referral crazy because we brand everything we do. We have an opportunity to brand everything so that our referrals jump back at us, okay? If you go out and do a good job and you go out and treat your customers the way they want to be treated, if you go out and fulfill their needs with the benefits of the product that we have, you're going to have more referrals than you're ever going to be able to shake a stick at. That's not sales. That's having a good time. That's controlling your own destiny. That's making things happen. Sales is a constant learning experience, no matter if you're fresh out of high school or just completed your master's degree. Sales is a different world. One of the best salesmen I ever saw dropped out of high school in the 11th grade. I had guys that worked with that had business degrees and architect degrees and all these different degrees. And this kid was hungry. And he was a great salesman because he absorbed, sucked in, took in all the information he could. He was constantly studying. He was constantly reading. He was constantly learning about his product. The other guys figured, well, since I'm so smart, I don't need to do that. And let me tell you, they absolutely got their butts kicked by this fella. What keeps us from making sales? Low confidence. But I don't like that word, low confidence. So I kind of X'd out the confidence part. Because I think everybody deep inside has confidence to do something. Something successful. To be successful. To make it happen. So maybe the confidence word is just a little bit strong, so I wanted to soften it up a little bit. But what keeps us from making sales? How do we know we have low confidence? I'm going to tell you a few things that just came to my mind while I was preparing for this meeting. We don't set priorities for meeting our first client. When you ended your day today, did you have a meeting with yourself and say, okay, tomorrow I'm going to go see John at the car lot. I'm going to go see Susie at the barber shop. I'm going to stop at 2 restaurants, and I'm going to be at my first appointment by 8 o'clock. Some of you may, most of you may not have. You see, you have to set your priorities. You have to know what your next day is going to look like. If you don't, then you're going to do number 2. You're going to say, well, I'm going to start work at 8. And next thing you know, you're still at the office and it's 12 o'clock. And next thing you know, it's 5 o'clock. And then next thing you know, it's always, I'm going to put it off till tomorrow. Oh, I'll get to it tomorrow. That's okay. I own my own business. I'm going to make it happen tomorrow. Or you're always putting something else first. If you put everything else first, besides what you should be doing, you're never going to get done what you should have done. That's just the way it is. You know, it's easy to get off track when you've got to go talk to somebody and make a sale. Oh, there's Johnny over there. Let me go talk to him. Hey, there's Jimmy over there. Let me go talk to him. Then you're talking about fishing and golfing and what's going to happen on the weekend. And while you've done that, the guy you needed to talk to had to do something else, and he's busy. So always prioritize yourself for the day. Who am I going to meet first tomorrow? What creates low confidence? Fear. having to get out there and talk to somebody. And this is what me and the gentleman spoke on the phone the other day about for so long. He told me, he said, Kerry, he said, you know what? He said, in my profession, I can get up and talk to people about what I do all day long. But I just cannot go out and talk about these apps to people. I have a tough time doing it. And the reason we have fear of failure is because we do not like rejection. The humanistic side of us, the side of us that wants to be accepted by everyone, the side of us that wants to be liked by everyone, when someone tells us no, it bothers us. We think, wow, they don't like me, they don't like my product, do I smell, did I put on my deodorant, what happened today? You know, I can usually talk to anybody. But when we get a no, especially if it's the first thing in the morning, it absolutely kicks us off the curve. No is the worst thing we can hear. But you're going to get no's. Lack of knowledge on the product and lack of knowledge on the benefits of the product. Every single tab in that control panel should be known by you. Every single thing in that control panel has a benefit. You need to put a benefit with that when you're talking to someone. We're going to talk about benefits in a moment with our products when I go over these stats that I'm going to go over. Everything we have has a huge benefit today in today's market for today's clients. The clients that you're speaking to every day. Extremely powerful. How do we change our low confidence? First off, we're going to just have to realize that we're going to be rejected. And I don't know if gona's a word, but it's a word in Texas, so it's going to happen. Is people going to tell us no? Yes, it's going to happen, okay? No is not a no. It just means you haven't answered all of their questions and shown the benefits of your product that fixes their need. And or you've caught them at a really bad time and they just don't have a chance to talk to you. Never take a no as a no. It may take 5 no's to get a yes. But until they tell you, never come back and step foot in my place again, don't quit going. Because that no will turn to a yes, because eventually you're going to have an opportunity to share the benefit of their products that fixes their need. How do we change a low confidence? You've got to understand your product. You've got to constantly learn. There's one thing I've noticed as we've gone along and started building this company. Sometimes it's easier to ask than it is to sit there and dig and figure it out. What you need to do is the same thing I do. When I want to know something, I don't waste my time calling someone. I get on Google, I get on a computer, I go into my little library and I sit down and I find it. Why do I want to do that? It's not that specific phrase that I want to hear, this is how you do X, Y, Z. I want to see the 5 paragraphs above it, and I want to see the 5 paragraphs below it, because now I'm actually able to see exactly where I want to go. I'll use preparing my messages each week. When I look at a scripture, I don't look at just a couple of lines. I like reading the whole chapter. So when you read the whole chapter, you're able to absorb everything. And you know what's even more amazing? I always find this to be true no matter what book I'm reading, no matter what I'm looking at on the internet. If I go a couple of paragraphs above and a couple of paragraphs below, there's always the answer to my next question. You have to gain knowledge. You have to continually learn. You have to continually dig. Owning your own business is almost like going to school every day. There's something new to learn every single day. Learn your product. Learn the benefits of your product. exactly what that product will do for your customer, the needs that it will fulfill. This is near and dear to me, okay? And I want to make sure that you understand I'm not saying you need to go out and work 24 hours a day to be successful. Just the opposite. You need to set time for your family. You need to set time for yourself. And you need to set your work hours. Now, I know a lot of you folks work this part-time. Then you need to say, okay, honey, sweetie, whoever your wife is or your husband is, your girlfriend or your boyfriends, you need to sit down and say, I'm going to dedicate 3 hours a day to this. The other time is going to be spent at my normal job, and the rest of the time is going to be spent with my family. If you and your family have things to do on the weekend, then don't schedule that as a work time, because this is what happens. You start off immediately, and you're down and out because you didn't get to go do what you wanted to do. Now, I will tell you, owning your own business takes a lot of time, without question. But if you start getting away from your family time, it starts breaking you down. Now you don't even want to do it anymore. Now you don't care if you fail or not, because it's interfering with something you really want to do. Do what you really want to do and build your business, and do what you really want to do and build your business for your family. Do what you really want to do, build your business for your family, so you have the money to be able to do the things that you want to do with your family. Isn't it wonderful to just be able to go out and say, honey, let's fly to wherever this weekend. It's awesome. Hey, honey, let's take off and do a 3-dayer. It's great. Owning your own business, you can do that. Working for someone else, you can't. How do we change low confidence? You have to ask this question. And I want everyone on this training tonight to ask this question. What are you in business for? What are you in business for? Why did you join this company? Why did you look at this particular product? Why did you realize that this is the hottest thing out there? What are you in business for? Are you in business for yourself? Are you in business for the, what's in it for me syndrome? You know, what's in it for me? Oh, what's in it for me? What's in it for me? Are you in it for your family? Are you in it for others? Are you in it to help others to build their business? What are you in business for? You have to answer that question before you can go do anything else, because you have to set your goals to reflect what you're going to do. You have to understand where you're going to go to get what you want, and the only way you can do that is understand what you are here for. I'm going to tell you, everybody on this call tonight has the opportunity to make more income than you've probably ever made in your life. The opportunity is at your feet. The question is are you in it for the right reason to do that? And the second question is are you actually going to do it and make it happen? The third question is do your goals reflect this? I'm going to stop right there on the selling part. We're going to continue on. Next week, we're going to talk about your customers and finding your customer's need. But what I want you to take away from what we just talked about, every one of you wouldn't be on this call right now if you did not have the confidence to succeed. Every one of you wouldn't be on this call right now if you didn't see something in front of you that you knew was dynamic and absolutely amazing, and a product that's going to be around for a long time, that's going to continue to grow and continue to evolve to be something greater than anything that's ever hit. This is going to make the internet look like Cheerios. This is an amazing opportunity that faces us today. The only way to sell what we have is to understand what the needs of the people you are speaking to need. I'm going to give you one quick example and we're going to move on. Let's say you walk into a store and they sell clothes. I'm going to show you a statistic on clothes. That's why I'm using this particular example. You walk in there and you talk to the owner of the company, and he's running around like a chicken with his head off, and you get a moment with him. And it's high-end clothes. If we have any ladies on here or any men whose wives shop at Maurice's, you'll know what I'm talking about. You walk into this clothes store, and they're all Silverline jeans. They're all in the $100 and above category. The owner of the store walks over, and you get a chance to talk to him a minute, and you find out what his needs are. And you ask him, hey, Jim, I see you're really busy, man, and that is awesome. What is it that you need to increase your business or to change the way you do things? And he looks you directly in the eye, and this is what he says. Kerry, I have a lot of business, but I'm not making any sales. You just found out his first need. There's something happening that's causing him not to make any sales. So you start digging into that. Well, let me ask you something, Jim. Do you ever have specials? Well, I do, but I really can't afford the advertising. Newspaper advertising is outrageous because I need to run quarter-page ads. Let me tell you what Maurice's does, and why my wife shops at Maurice's, because I scan their QR codes, and every single week I get their ads. They're 25, 35, 45, and 50% ads. So now you can sit here and explain to him the benefits why he needs the mobile app and the marketing platform. See, he just opened the door for you. And we're going to talk about that in very depth next week. Finding out the needs of someone, selling them the benefits of the product that we have so that you can close the deal. Let's look at a couple of stats real quick. Restaurant searchers, and this really amazed me. I don't think my wife's ever looked for anything on the internet. But restaurant searchers are generally white females with less than $100,000 a year. You can see the breakdown. Hispanic females, 18 to 24, use a wide range of mobile properties to research restaurants. Males, 25 to 54, greater than 50,000 to 100,000, relies on large social networks for restaurant selections. And on-the-go diners, okay, males greater than 25 to 54, income less than 100,000, spends greater than 50% of their time a month within restaurant categories. Wow. 50% a month. Does that tell you what your market is? Absolutely. Restaurants are consistently the top local and mobile search category according to the conservative query log data from multiple sources. The Telemetrics ad study reinforces this. The study found that 95% of smartphone users conduct restaurant searches. Now, I don't know if that blows you away, but that absolutely knocked me out of my chair. It also found that 90% of these users convert within one day. Now, if you walked into a restaurant and someone told you that they did not need your product, and you told them that, and they said, well, we really don't need that anyway, keep on moving, because they can't see the forest for the trees. Perhaps more striking is the fact that 64% were found to convert either immediately or within 1 hour. This is reminiscent of the 2010 statement by Microsoft Bing that 70% of mobile search users complete a search-related task within an hour versus 1 week on the PC. Ladies and gentlemen, does that tell you that everybody out there needs to be on a mobile app? 64% of smartphone restaurant searches convert within an hour, and just 44% of tablet owners do so. In the context of restaurant search, most smartphones are used on the go, outside the home, while tablets are used primarily in the home. Tablet users are more likely to look for reviews and menus. Smartphone owners are more likely to look for directions or call restaurants. 75% access restaurant info on the go, after over 50% of this activity happening in a car. Now, if you're doing it in a car, you probably don't have a lot of time to read a menu. So this kind of gives you the direction where to focus on building that app. Tablet users primarily access restaurant content at home, just 33% access on the go. As indicated, the top activities among restaurant searches varied by device. among smartphone owners, the hierarchy of activities was the following. And I want you to make sure, if you don't have a pencil and piece of paper, holler at your wife or kids or your husband and kids or your girlfriends or boyfriends and tell them to bring you a pencil right now, because you need to write this down, okay? As indicated, the top activities among restaurant searchers varied by device. Among smartphone owners, the hierarchy of activities was the following. To call a restaurant, what is that? Click to call. To look up directions, we have our map program. And to look up locations near me. This is the searches results that produced a purchase within 1 hour. Restaurants, 85%, 51% on automobiles. And I tell you the crazy thing about that. My wife and I were out just 3 weeks ago, I guess it was, and she wanted to go look at new cars. And I got on my smartphone. I found the car dealer I wanted to go to. I looked up the car that I wanted to buy. We rode on the parking lot. I knew all the information I wanted. I looked up everything on my smartphone. So I was one of those 51%. And we came home with a car. And 46% for travel. The study reveals that consumer behaviors vary by device and by vertical. For example, time elapsed before purchases varies by category. In restaurants, the study found that 89% of smartphone owners and 84% of tablet users have immediate, this is a strong word, immediate purchase intent and take action within 24 hours of their research. However, 64% of smartphone and 44% of tablet users in restaurants make a decision within 1 hour. In the travel and autos category, there was somewhat more deferred purchase intent. The study found that 33% of smartphone/tablet users in the travel category are looking to complete their transaction within the day. In autos, 49% of mobile users wanted to transact the same day. Who do you need to be talking to? Car dealers, mom and pop auto stores. Take the little guys and make them a big boy. Regardless of the precise timing, roughly half of the smartphone and tablet users, 51% in autos and 46% in travel, did make a purchase. In the restaurant category, 85% converted. The takeaway is half of a tablet smartphone users who conducted research on a mobile device ultimately made a purchase. That is amazing. That of people doing a search on a smartphone make a purchase. 36% of smartphone auto searchers want to convert within the hour. Only 15% of tablet users do so. A substantial percentage of smartphone users, 42%, conducted lookups and research while in their cars. The top auto search activities and information sought were the following: business locations and directions, pricing information, and phone numbers. Top mobile auto search activities, 44% look up business location, 43% price comparisons, 36% look up phone numbers to contact the business. And I did all three of those. Let's take a look at ad relevance real quick. Another significant finding and other previous research is that local relevances drives mobile ad response. Ask what variables or factors would cause them to respond to ads. Mobile users said the following. I want you to listen to what I'm fixing to say. A lot of people think they've got to be nationwide. Ads that are locally relevant to me, to the person on the phone, smartphone, 73%. Ads that offer coupons and promotions, smartphone, 72%. Right before the training, I got 3 promotions from Reebok. Ads from known brands, 59%. The study also found that 66% of mobile device owners noticed ads, while 33% clicked on mobile ads. You think about this for a moment. You go to a business A, and you set up texting with them. And they send out 500 texts a month. That means out of that 500 texts, just a little over 150 people will take action on their ad. And you saw the percentages there. Most of them make a decision within 1 hour. That is huge, huge. As that suggests, a very common use case for both smartphone and tablet owners is looking for business contact details and directions. The study found that 73% of the mobile users had looked for a phone number and contacted a business within the past 30 days. 84% of mobile users had looked up for a business location or maps and driving directions in the past month. Finally, the study found different apps and sites were preferred in different verticals and by device according to the survey. Smartphone users, listen to what I'm fixing to say, people. This is huge. What have we been talking about for the last 2 weeks? I did an entire hour-and-a-half training on this. Local directory apps are most popular for restaurants and automotive users. 53% of the restaurants will go in a local directory app. 53%. Branded websites are most popular for travel users. Travel, direct navigation, 43%. Search engines, 24%. People do not use a search engine on a mobile phone. They're looking for the apps. Where do they get your apps? They get them through the QR codes. They're not searching for these apps. We hear people all the time say, and I've actually said it myself, I'm not going to sit here and say I haven't, I need a way to SEO my site because I want people to find it on a search engine. It tells me right there that only 24% of the people are searching for that mobile app. 23%. That means the other 77% are getting it from where? Other sources. QR codes, already downloaded on their phone, being shared by others. Autos, direct navigation, 46%, search engine, 37%, restaurants, 44%, search engines, 33%. In an unrelated study, Nielsen found that U.S. mobile device owners were spending 81% of their times in apps versus on the mobile web. I could stop right there, and you guys probably want to go out and sell right now just from those stats. It's absolutely amazing where this app industry is going. I feel like I'm out in California during the gold rush, and I just stumbled on about 6 nuggets, and I'm sitting there looking at those nuggets, and I'm saying, man, there's got to be a mind under these nuggets, and then I dust back the little nuggets a little bit, and I find out that I'm on an entire 700 acres of nothing but gold. That's what you have in your hand. What I want to do now is I'm going to go into our marketing platform, and I'm going to share with you the marketing platform because I just did a video on it, and I'm going to show you the video because I think it's important. Let me make sure that my screen populated. Has my screen been changing for you guys? Because it's not changing here. I just realized that. I just noticed that. Okay. Let's go up here into our control panel. Actually, I'm going to go into OneTap.mobi. I finished this video today. If you were on our YouTube channel, you would have got that, and you'd have saw that. When your clients go into their control panel now, there is a full tutorial right here. Okay? They'll click on that, and I'm fixing to show you, and I'll show you, we'll go through the slides. What I want to show you right here, I did this so it kind of prepares them for, let that populate. So it prepares them that they need to purchase texting from you. Okay? This was just another way that I tried to prime their pump to let them know that texting is an integral part of this marketing platform. So I started off by saying you have to have texting set up on your mobile app to send out text blast. And then I put Facebook and Twitter require you to have an account set up. Ask your representative how to do this, okay? But let's go through the marketing platform. I'm going to pull this back up. First in, of course, your clients have to log in, okay? And they log in from your mobile site. You need to show them exactly where to log in, how to do that, how to make all that happen. And they log into your site. You've got them set up where they've got access to the marketing platform, okay? Now, when you go into the marketing platform, and this is exactly the way the video is set up, okay, you're going to have your message section on the left and your message options on the right. Now, I don't know if everybody's gone through every option, but I want to make sure that you understand what is all in the marketing platform. If you've not looked at it in a long time, I haven't looked at it in a few days, and when I was in there, it always refreshes my mind to continue to go back through. On the bottom section, you see the include expiration date, abbreviations, and shorten a URL. I wanted to make sure that they understood how to use that. If they want to add an expiration date, all they have to do is click on it, okay, and that expiration date is on there for a specific reason. If they're using that ad only for a few days, they want to make sure that they put the expiration date in there so that when someone walks into their establishment and they show that ad, they can show them on the bottom that it's expired. And this is what it looks like. It puts EXP and whatever the expiration date is, okay? The next thing is the abbreviations. We had someone ask us the other day about text length. And why don't we add it, fix it to where you can put more than 160 characters in there. Let me explain to you how texting works. Texting is 160 characters. Now, on a smartphone, and I believe this is where this fellow was going. On a smartphone, I can sit there and write a book if I want to. But each text is only going to send out 160 characters. If we open this thing up to where you could write a book, and let's say you put 1,000 characters in there, you're going to get charged for about 8 text messages. Okay, your client will. So, and this isn't to send out a book. This is to send out a promotional ad of some sort or some information to guide someone back into their establishment. So you don't want to make it long and lengthy. People aren't going to sit there as they ride down the road. We saw that everybody's looking at their phones and their cars. You want to make sure that it's short and brief and that it's understandable and they can click on the link and go to right where they want to go. We don't want to send out a book. That's not advertising. Okay? Now we're in the ebook business and we need a different platform. So abbreviations are very important. These are the abbreviations that we use normally anyway. If I type "and" in the box up there, it's automatically going to switch it to the "and" sign. Okay, that changes my number of characters. If you want to change some, or if you and your customer sit down and you say, okay, well, we can abbreviate this, we can abbreviate this, they can put their own custom abbreviation in there. And when they do that and they type in the word Hatfield and McCoy, and they want it to be a H and an M, that's what will come up. Shorten a URL. If you have a long URL, and Google's not a long URL, I probably should have put something there, supercalifragilisticexpialidocious or something. But we have a URL shortener in here, okay, that will actually shorten the URL. They can type it in, and it will shorten that URL, and they can put it in their message box. And the reason you want to shorten URL is for the exact same reason. You want to save text carriers. Roger says, can I say that again? It made him smile. And you can see here when I click on shorten URL, it shortens the URL, and then all I have to do is copy and paste that and put that up in my text box. And you can see where I copied and pasted that up there. Now your message. You're going to put your message in there, okay, and you're going to have your link in there that they're going to go to, or whatever you're going to do with your text message. You're going to set it up. You're going to send it to your subscribers, okay, your subscribers that signed up, your email subscribers, your Facebook subscribers, your Twitter subscribers. You need to make sure that you're going over the fact that they need to have these things. That's why I put it at the first of the video. If they're not on Facebook, whatever you're going to charge them, $19.95 or $119.95, whatever your price is, you need to make sure that they are using the full capabilities of this platform. You're not doing them any service at all by going there and not showing them how to properly market to drive business into their establishment if you do not make sure that they have everything set up. That goes from texting all the way down to Twitter. So we've got everything set up, and we can come down here and we can preview our messages and make sure everything's good to go. Okay, and here's the link right here that you can grab the promotion from. Click on Send Message Now. It's going to take you right up there. It's going to say, hey, everybody's been sent out. You click Continue, and you're good to go. And it's going to take you right back to the control panel. Now let's look at keywords for a moment. You can do this any way you want. I looked at a specific site today, and they charged for every keyword. Okay? They gave you so many texts, and they charged depending on the number of keywords. Another revenue stream for you folks, okay, to either go in and set up the keywords for them or teach them how to do the keywords. But the keywords, you can add as many as you want, okay? You can see there I've got employee in there, I've got sign up, Tuesday, and weather. Let's go in here, and we're going to look at the marketing platform. The Foursquare. When was the last time anybody talked to their customers about the Foursquare and the marketing platform? Okay, that's one of our best tools that we have out there. It's a lead generator, and it also gives you the opportunity to set up Foursquare for them and make an income. Okay, you can see when you put the venue ID in, okay, it brings up the Foursquare. I took a pizza place in Dallas. Showed them what it actually looked like. This is very important because now this is another marketing tool that they have to see how many people are coming in, to see those numbers go up, to see what's going on with the fact that they're using that marketing platform. And then messages sent. Okay, if you go to messages sent, you can see here that for this blast, okay, on December the 3rd, I sent 1 to this cell phone, and I sent 4 to this cell phone, okay? And I can view the text. Who did I send it to? I sent it to this phone number right here, okay? There is a ton of information in this marketing platform. Messages received. These are the messages I received, okay? F, H, those are code. I don't know what those codes are for. It's either probably, H is help. I know that. I'm not sure what the F is, but I can click on the options over here and I can see that, okay? I can view all the received text messages. And stats calendar. In this stats calendar, they can actually go back and look and see what their marketing plan is doing for them, okay? They have the opportunity. Oh, let's see, on the 3rd I sent out this text blast. It went out to 5 people. Wow, look what that did for my Tuesday business. This is extremely, extremely important, okay, for you to be able to do that, all right? Very, very, very important. And, of course, you can see here there was 5 messages sent out that day. There was 1 sent to these cell phones, and there was 4 sent to this cell phone. And, of course, you can see right there there's 5. You've got to be able to go in and explain. I talked earlier about educating yourself. Okay, you have to understand the marketing platform forwards and backwards so you can go in and sell that to them. To sell them, what are the benefits? Let's go back just a couple of minutes here. What are the benefits of this marketing platform? We're going to go a little bit deeper into it here. The first benefit is I have the opportunity to reach out and touch all of my customers at the click of a button. Let's go back to the jean shop that I was talking about, the closery place that I was talking about, okay? He's got a ton of business, but he has no way to market to them. What if he's got his QR code sitting on the stand when they walk in, a QR code on the window, like a couple of stores over where my wife shops, they stick the QR codes right on the door. I scan them when I walk in, and they scan those QR codes. Now, when he needs to place a sale that he's got 35% off for those $100 jeans, all he's got to do is text that out. Now what's he going to do? It's going to bring those people back in to purchase. They couldn't buy the jeans at $100, but they can buy the jeans at $75 or $65 or $50. You see the benefit here? Not only does he have foot traffic, you're bringing that foot traffic back in to spend the money because he didn't have the advertising dollars to begin with. I was speaking to someone the other day, and we were talking about texting. And they were asking me about texting. They said, man, $65 for 5,000 texts is just that's just, I don't know if I can sell that. Well, $65, it sounds like a lot of money. But look at it this way. It's 1.3 cents to reach out and touch one customer. That's extremely inexpensive. A postcard's going to cost you $1. By the time you get it produced, by the time you get it mailed, and by the time they get it, it's going to cost you $1. For that same dollar, you could send out 100, not quite 100, probably about 80 or whatever the math is. But you see what I'm saying? You can reach 8 times the people versus or 80 times the people versus the 1 times the people. So the pricing is what you've got to focus on. It's not what the bulk costs. It's what it costs to reach out and touch someone. Let's roll on here. Benefits, benefits, benefits. Okay, let's talk about table tents. I'm going to go back live here a minute. Robert asks, is one text message to 500 people 500 text messages, or one message to 500 people? No, sir. Every text message is a text message. Every one person is a text message. Let me go back into my handy dandy browser. We've put some new things in for table tents. We've had a lot of people asking about table tents. Before I get into this, let me just say a couple of things about table tents. We probably get, I don't know, 10 or 15 requests a week for personalized table tents. If we spent all the time developing every single table tent that come across our desk, we wouldn't be able to do anything else. That's why we've put some table tent features in here to kind of squelch that. Okay. First off, if you're doing custom table tents, you need to be paid for that. You need to charge your customer for that. So we've put some things in here that can help you with that. Next week, okay, next week I'm going to show you step by step how to build a custom table tent in Pixlr. You're going to see exactly how you can build one in Pixlr. So that'll be next week. So let's go to the table tent section here. First off, and I generated this right before I came on, so it's there. I uploaded a new table tent here. Okay, it has your QR code. This is your QR code here. It has a QR code here, powered by your company name here. This is your logo. Okay, really good looking table tent. If you don't like that table tent or you want something else done, okay, go up here to purchase custom-made table tents. This guy on Fiverr, and we've used him. We have a lot of people that use him. We've put the link in there. He will customize your table tent for $5. Okay, that's extremely inexpensive because you can turn around and sell that same $5 table tent for $30. So you just made $25. Okay, we're talking customized. The customer wants to use these pictures, these pictures, these pictures, or you can watch next week and you can take your own time. But personally, I wouldn't take my time for $5. I would let this guy on Fiverr do it. Order printed table tents. Okay, we showed you this a couple of weeks ago, short stack printing. You can get 25 table tents done for $25, and they ship them right to your door. And I think it took Woodrow maybe 2 or 3 days to get those. A couple of days. I mean, it was quick. High quality printing. Okay, he sent them over the PDF file. They printed it and sent it right back to him. Very high quality. So we've put some things in here to help make it simple. But let me say that to say this. We can't custom design 5 million different table tents. So use the tools, educate yourselves, do your due diligence to learn either how to do it, hire someone to do it, or do what I would do and go to this little fella over here at Old Darkman who develops table tents. Great way to do it. And don't, I'm going to tell you why some of you won't do it. I'm not going to say most of you, I'm going to say some of you. Because the first thing you think of is, that's $5, man. Why would I do that? That's $5. I'm going to tell you why you're going to do it, because you're going to sell it to them for $30 or $25. Put a profit on it. All it took you was emailing some graphics over to a guy wherever that guy's at, and he's going to do it for you, okay? It took you 5 minutes to make $20. That's pretty good money, okay? Pretty good money and a quality job. Then it's going to take you 5 minutes to shoot it over to the printer. And I hope you realize when you send and set up these table tents for these customers, I hope that you're not going to the printer and making that part of your package. I hope that's not part of your $99 or your $199 or your $500 package that you've set up for these people, unless you've put that cost in there, that's where your profit's at. Because if you do, you're not going to do that for long. You need to make sure that you charge for everything you do and make a profit. Goes back to what I was saying earlier. You are a business person, you are a businessman or a woman, and you need to make sure that you make your profits on what you do. Let me go back over here to, I want to make sure that's, let me go over here to the training section real quick. We've broken down the training section a little more. I watch the views of the videos all the time. Ray charges $7 per sign. You go, Ray. We've broken this down where the videos are broken down. How to market with texting. Okay, you've got your videos there. You got your Foursquare online. You got your how to add texting. Your videos here. If you're not using these videos, and I know some of you aren't, I know how I know you aren't, because you'll call and ask a question, and I'll say, did you go to the training section? Well, yeah, I did, but, and then I'll email you the link. So, weekly sales training archives. I mean, take a look at this for a second. This is for the new folks that are on. I highly recommend that you go back. We've got 20 weeks, including today. 19 weeks of training, okay, that we've done. 19 weeks. So go back in and start up here at number 1. They're all about an hour long, so that's about 20 hours. It's about a half a week's worth of training, or it could be a month's worth, whatever you're going to do. But we've also broken down our Foursquare training. Billing options. We get this question, and man, I appreciate Woodrow so much for doing this, and so you can give him the credit. Kerry didn't do this. It's got recurring billing for PayPal. These 2 videos show you exactly how to set them up. Okay, great thing. So you don't have to ask that question anymore. We've got the videos in here. Go in here and it'll show you exactly how to set up with PayPal. They've even got the little plug-in thing now that you can go whoop, swipe it and go. And then our Android training that we did last week, not only is it on the tabs, but it's also in this training section here. So everything is broken down for you in the training section. And that was just done today. And I thank Woodrow for doing that. And Mark. Mark's kind of our silent guy in the back. We try to get him to talk to you guys, but he won't do it. He's the one that builds all this stuff for us. But and then we've got one more thing I want to cover here, and I know we're starting to get over. A lot of you ask about the iPhone and the native apps and all that. They did a deal today, and actually iPhone, and I didn't realize how easy iPhone was. Personally, me, I don't like native apps, but I know that some of you wanted to use the Android. iPhone is extremely simple, and they've actually got now when you open one of these sites, this little box will pop up right here with the icon. Okay, install this web app on your iPhone, tap that little sign right there, and then add to home screen. Extremely simple. So I wouldn't worry about if there was a native app for iPhone or not. That's the quickest you'll ever get. And people that use iPhones will understand that very well. I don't have one. I've got an Android. So, but thanks again to Woodrow and Mark for getting that developed and getting that put up. Works out very, very well. It shows them the icon, what the icon's going to look like, and the whole 9 yards. So very, 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 very good. Very, very good. And with that, we'll take a couple of questions here, and then we're going to call it a night. Any questions at all? Those that are asking for those graphics, what I will do is I'm going to send the links out. Okay, I'll send the links out. We'll shoot those out to you, and you can get all the graphics and stats that you want to read. Okay, it's not in the resource tab. Let me go back right here. Actually, I need to go back live. Hang on just 1 second, my friend. That's why I do the questions and answers, because that's extremely important. Go into edit your app. These are actually inside the app, Robert. Go down here to extras. Okay. Your table tents is the same place as where your QR codes and your redirect and all that information is. Click on view, and you'll see right here there's 3 tabs that have been placed in here. Order printed table tents, that's the short stack. Purchase the custom made table tents is this fella right here on Fiverr. But it's in the extras section of your web app settings. So just go to your web app, go to extras, and click on that button, purchase custom made table tents. You're very welcome, Robert. Anybody else? Any other questions? If you would, Robert, shoot that over on the, thank you, Ray. If you would, shoot that over on the support and help desk. They'll be able to answer that question better than I can. They've got so much going over there. I don't like to answer for them on those kind of things. Anybody else? Okay. Well, I want to thank everyone, man. We had the largest crowd we've ever had tonight, and I know we've got a lot of new people in here. And God bless you all. I want to thank you for coming out. You just do an absolute great job and showing up each and every week, and I appreciate it so much. The reason I'm here is because you're here, and I know that we're going to just continue to rock and roll. Training next week is going to be another powerful training. We're going to continue this forum. It goes extremely smooth, and it really helps me out a lot, keeping my focus, because I can really drift, and so that's why I changed it up a little bit. But you guys have a great evening. Have a great week. Just remember, the only thing that's keeping you from doing what you do is this right here. And I want to make sure that everybody sees that, especially the new folks. The hardest door to open is the car door. And I got that phrase from my son. And when I first started in a different industry, he told me, he said, Daddy, he said, the hardest door to open is the car door. He said, if you open the car door, we'll be successful. And we did. So you guys have a great evening, and just do it and make it happen. God bless. We'll see you next week.